Why does our inner critic not want us to be happy?
Ooh, that's a great question. So I actually think our inner critic does want us to be happy, but
Mm,
our inner critic is the custodian of our comfort zone. So um, I like to think about the inner critic like I always say it's like a well-meaning friend that's got it a bit wrong. But if you think about it like an overbearing aunt, for example,
mm.
have you had a sandwich? It's a bit cold out. Can I get you another coat? So you're kind of pushing on with your life. You're putting yourself out there, doing a podcast. You're making changes. You're going to push yourself forward for a big part that you haven't done, or whatever it might be, something that's like challenging to you in any regard. And that is when your inner critic starts kicking off, basically,
Mm,
because it cannot keep you safe. The inner critic's job is to keep you safely within your comfort zone because the comfort zone is known. So by keeping you in there, it can manage everything. It knows that you like this. It knows that that's safe. It knows that we didn't like that. And, that person laughed at you when you were 8, when you wore a green jumper. So let's not do that again. So it can manage you. It can manage you really well in the comfort zone because the comfort zone is what we know. And exactly that is like a comfortable old couch. Now, when we are about to bust out of that, out of the comfort zone and do something in the unknown that we've never done before, the inner critic panics. And so that's when you start getting the, oh, no, but that didn't go very well for you, or what are people going to say, or they're going to laugh at you, or there's really no point you doing that. You might as well just not bother. Don't even bother trying. There's no point. It's not going to work. I mean, how
yeah.
many times do you have that? Or the Sunday night dread spiral, the comparison. Oh, look at them. Why aren't you doing that? The age thing you just named. Like, well, you should be doing that because look at them. You went to school with them and now they've got a house and a cocker spaniel. What about you, you loser? It's like doing all of that kind of stuff. So the inner critic appears at 2 times. One is when your defenses are low. So this is a really good way to check in, is like, oh, hang on, Sunday night dread. Perfect example. When you're feeling like you're comparing yourself to other people, or you're doing some doom scrolling, like maybe you're a bit tired, perhaps had a lot of fun at the weekend or whatever it might be, or you haven't eaten the normal food and not in your routine, or traveled, or whatever it might be. All you need to do is be like, okay, I get it. My defenses are down. And I've got like a little saying to myself, which is ask me on a different day. So today is not the day I'm going to go on a doom spiral. I'm just going to park this stuff. I'm going to have a good night's sleep. I'm going to move my body in whatever way I feel and put some nutritious food in my body. And then tomorrow we'll come to this and I'll probably feel very differently about myself.
Yeah.
The other time it's really going for you, and this is a compliment again from it in your system, is when you are about to make a big change. So I just led a retreat in Comporta in Portugal, and on the last day, gone through a trauma retreat. We're telling our stories that shame told us in safe spaces. We're releasing. I say it's like the steam coming out of a kettle. If you imagine, it's all coming out,
Mm,
and you're having this transformational process. And then there comes the point when we've been in this group, we're together, we're safe, probably like when you're working with a crew or a team,
mm,
and then it's coming to an end and you have to go back to your real life.
mm.
And it's like, oh my God, how am I going to integrate this? Because it usually means it's having conversations with people, probably boundaries, changing things. And that's when the inner critic is like, no, that's not going to work. Let's forget all about it. You might as well just stay safe, stay small, dim your light. Don't bother, play it safe. Because again, that's all it knows. So if you're hearing it, check in. Am I hearing it because I have not been looking after myself very well? Maybe I've been around people, places, and things that don't serve my mental health very well. And I can stabilize that and come back to this question, decision, thought. Ask me on a different day. Or am I about to bust out of my comfort zone and do something courageous and in line with my purpose that lights me up? In which case, when it's going for you, it's because it knows it's basically lost you. It's got its fingers on your collar trying to pull you back and you're out of there. In which case, take it as a compliment.